There will be times when the struggle seems impossible. I know this already. Alone, unsure, dwarfed by the scale of the enemy. Remember this. Freedom is a pure idea.
As storytellers, we believe it is imperative for us to study the art of storytelling. And today we're going to be looking at a specific element of storytelling that is not necessarily on the page. As you can tell by the title of this video, we're talking about the timeliness of a story. This is something that we feel is important in our world and our society as humans. Art is a time capsule of what our species is going through at the time it is created. So then you might ask, isn't art being timely built in? No, at least not in the way we're going to discuss today. So what do we mean when we say timeliness? We are talking about how that piece of art reflects the world around it. This idea is something that has been around since the cave paintings all the way until the most recent film released. Cave paintings were a depiction of the most important things to the people at the time, hunting and gathering. Now we write stories about governmental oversight and inequalities around our world. Just by living in the world at this time, you are aware of what is going on around you, and that observation of the world will seep into the stories you tell.
You all did see that on the Lupercal, I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honourable man.
Now, there of course are levels to this, and the better you are at saying the thing without saying the thing, the more timely your story will be. Why does Shakespeare still speak to people today? Because the lust for power, especially within the rich, is still prevalent in our world. If you're wanting to create something that will not only speak to your contemporaries, but also generations to come, you have to find the underlying issues in the world around you and write about that. We see perfect examples of this in things like Andor and the Seven Samurai. These stories take the issues surrounding the storytellers and use them to show how the individual can challenge the system in one, and how a certain status isn't required to be an honorable man in the other. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. If Shakespeare just wrote that a king was bad because he was exploiting the poor, it wouldn't be that good. Why? Because that isn't getting to the root of the issue. The issue is that lust for power will cause people to do evil things to other people. And of course, this is what he wrote about. So we believe that simply telling a story that has contemporary events or elements is only surface level. What you want to do is get to the root of why these things are happening and incorporate that into your story. This will help keep your story relevant far after the initial telling. This does require the writer to observe the world around them, though, which we should be doing anyway.
Your Grace, I am your man. Please, your man.
I need good men, Sir Duncan.
And don't forget that this doesn't just apply to the events of the story or the villain and their motivations. This can also be used with your protagonist. We see this with stories like A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms and Captain America, with the protagonist being just a good person. And as a character says to Sir Duncan, the realm needs a good man. This is an observation that the writers have made about the world that rings true today and will always ring true, because being a good person is always needed in our world.
So that you will stay who you are.
Not a perfect soldier, but a good man.
So you can see that timeliness is something that is more than just for the release date of a film. If we as artists pay attention to the world around us, we can better understand the issues and the causes of those issues. We can work them into our stories, from the events in the story to the motivations for characters. There really is no limit to the amount of depth you can add to your story to make it resonate not only in this time, but hopefully for the rest of time. And as always, keep writing.
The day will come when all these skirmishes and battles His moments of defiance will have flooded the banks of the Empire's authority, and then there will be one too many. One single thing will break the siege.